All right, Bears fans, get ready because we're diving into the whirlwind of news, rumors, and potential roster moves as the Chicago Bears approach one of the most critical moments of the offseason, roster cutdown day. August 26th is coming fast, and with it comes the necessity for every NFL team to finalize their 53-man roster, a day that brings both anxiety and opportunity for teams and fans alike. For the Bears, this is the moment to make strategic decisions that could define the start of the season, and it's the perfect time to examine who could be added, moved, or shuffled around to create the strongest possible lineup. As the league prepares for these last-minute trades and claims, the intensity ramps up because the margin for error is minimal. A single trade or roster decision can ripple through the team, impacting depth, performance, and even the development of key players. One player who has consistently been mentioned in trade discussions is Brian Robinson Jr. The Commanders have made it clear that they are actively exploring options to move him, signaling that the Bears could have an opportunity to bring in a running back with a very specific skill set. Robinson is not your flashy, speed-first type of player. Rather, he is a power runner, built to pound through the line and wear down defenses over the course of a game. In his 3 seasons in the NFL, he has averaged well over 775 rushing yards, showcasing reliability and durability that any team would value. Standing at 6'1" and weighing in at 225 pounds, he fits the mold of a downhill, physical runner who can complement a player like DeAndre Swift, giving the offense multiple dimensions and a way to grind out tough yards between the tackles. Bringing in Robinson could create interesting roster dynamics, especially when considering the status of other backs. The Bears are still evaluating Roschon Johnson's timeline, and while Kyle Monangai's injury doesn't appear to be long-term, adding a player like Robinson could provide both insurance and competition, pushing the entire running back group to elevate their play. There are also practical considerations. The Commanders have reportedly indicated a willingness to absorb part of his salary, which makes a potential trade more financially feasible. Draft compensation for such a move would likely be minimal, perhaps a 6th or 7th round pick, or even a pick swap, making it a low-risk, high-reward addition for the Bears. Turning attention to the offensive line, another player who has surfaced in trade discussions is Cam Robinson. Currently with the Houston Texans, Robinson signed a 1-year deal that could total up to $12 million with most of it tied to performance incentives. His situation is intriguing because the Texans appear to have emerging talent in Arani Ursary, who is taking reps at left tackle, potentially diminishing Robinson's role in the starting lineup. This could open the door for the Bears to acquire an experienced left tackle with over 100 NFL starts under his belt. Robinson is known for his proficiency in pass protection, and while he may not be the premier run blocker, his ability to handle one-on-one matchups on the edge could be exactly what the Bears need to solidify their line. The potential cost of acquiring him is relatively low, with minimal cap impact, making him a plausible target if the Bears determine that their current options, including Braxton Jones, are not fully ready to take on the starting role effectively. Evaluating Robinson involves considering both immediate impact and long-term stability. But given the right circumstances, he could be a key addition to protect the quarterback and improve the offensive scheme. The defensive edge market is also heating up, with several names potentially available to bolster the Bears' pass rush and run defense. Players like Anthony Jennings from the New England Patriots have been highlighted as potential trade candidates. Jennings is known for his ability to contribute against the run and his versatility on the edge, though his sack production has been moderate. Nevertheless, his experience and size make him an intriguing option for a team looking to improve depth and create rotation opportunities along the defensive line. The Bears have young players in similar positions, but adding a player with Jennings' background could provide valuable insurance and allow the coaching staff to develop younger talent without sacrificing immediate competitiveness. Trades like these, often involving late-round pick swaps, allow teams to adjust strategically without committing significant draft capital or salary resources, providing flexibility as the season begins. Running backs remain a focal point for potential moves, and beyond Robinson, names like Kenneth Walker and Bree Hall have been circulating in trade discussions. Walker has faced some injury setbacks that may impact Seattle's plans, creating a window for a trade that could benefit a team like the Bears. Hall, meanwhile, may see his role affected by team preferences in New York, and the possibility of a swap involving young wide receiver or late-round picks could create a mutually beneficial scenario. Each of these backs brings a unique skill set, whether it's explosive playmaking, consistency in the rushing game, or versatility in the passing game. For the Bears, acquiring any of these players would involve balancing immediate production with long-term roster planning, ensuring that the backfield remains dynamic and capable of supporting Justin Fields' development and the overall offensive scheme. As the trade market heats up in the days leading to cutdown, the Bears and other teams will be navigating a complex web of possibilities. Each move involves careful calculation, salary implications, player fit, potential draft compensation, and the broader impact on team chemistry. The NFL's competitive landscape ensures that teams must act decisively while maintaining flexibility, making every phone call, trade discussion, and roster adjustment critical. For Bears fans, these developments are a chance to witness how management is positioning the team for immediate competitiveness while also thinking ahead to sustain success over the season. Monitoring the movements of running backs, offensive linemen, and defensive playmakers provides insight into strategic thinking and offers fans a deeper connection to the decisions that will shape the team's identity on the field. Beyond the specifics of potential trades, Roster Cutdown Day represents a pivotal moment in the NFL calendar, where every team faces the pressure of evaluating talent and making difficult decisions. Players on the bubble must prove their worth, while coaches and executives weigh performance, potential, and fit within the broader team strategy. For the Bears, this is a moment to balance short-term needs with long-term planning, ensuring that the roster entering Week 1 is competitive, well-rounded, and capable of executing the vision set forth by the coaching staff. Observing these movements and speculating on potential additions is a key part of the fan experience, allowing supporters to engage with the team beyond game day, understanding the intricacies of roster management and player evaluation. As Bears Nation prepares for the frenzy of late August, the excitement and tension are palpable. Trades, roster adjustments, and strategic decisions will define the opening weeks of the season, and every development is an opportunity to analyze, debate, and anticipate how the team will perform. Fans are encouraged to follow these updates closely, discussing possibilities, debating choices, and envisioning how potential additions could complement existing stars on the roster. Whether it's enhancing the running back rotation, solidifying the offensive line, or adding depth to the defensive front, each move carries significant implications for the team's competitiveness and the excitement of watching Chicago Bears football unfold in real time. The convergence of player availability, team needs, and timing makes this period uniquely compelling. While rumors swirl and speculation abounds, the key is to recognize the strategic thinking that underpins each potential trade. The Bears, like all teams, must weigh immediate benefits against future considerations, balancing player health, performance metrics, and overall roster composition. The decisions made during this period can set the tone for the season, influence team chemistry, and impact both the starting lineup and the depth chart in meaningful ways. Fans witnessing these developments gain insight not only into player evaluation, but also into the art of roster management at the highest level, seeing how front offices navigate a competitive, fast-moving environment with both foresight and flexibility. As the Bears edge closer to roster cutdown day, the intensity surrounding player evaluations and potential moves only continues to build. Every decision carries a ripple effect, and the staff must carefully consider both the short-term gains and long-term ramifications of adding or releasing talent. Beyond the names already mentioned, there are other players who could reshape the roster in meaningful ways, bringing both depth and skill that align with the Bears' overall strategy. It's a period where opportunity and risk intertwine, and understanding the nuances of each possible move is key to appreciating the dynamics at play in Chicago. Running backs, for instance, remain a critical area of focus. With Brian Robinson Jr., Kenneth Walker, and Hall all on the radar, the Bears have multiple options for enhancing their ground game. Each of these players brings a distinct style, And the evaluation isn't just about raw numbers. Robinson offers the power and durability to batter through defensive lines, while Walker provides explosive athleticism and playmaking ability. Hall offers versatility, capable of contributing as both a runner and receiver, giving the offense an extra layer of unpredictability. The challenge for Chicago lies in assessing which player not only complements DeAndre Swift, but also fits seamlessly into the offensive scheme. Injuries, past performance, and contract considerations all play into this calculation, making the decision far from straightforward. It's also important to consider the broader strategic implications of acquiring additional talent in the backfield. Adding one of these running backs could alleviate the pressure on the starting lineup, allow for more rotation, and give Justin Fields more options to exploit defenses. Fields thrives when he has multiple threats around him, and a diversified backfield can change the way defenses approach the Bears. For instance, a bruising downhill runner forces linebackers to commit more attention to the line of scrimmage, opening up passing lanes for Swift and other skill players. Meanwhile, a more agile or receiving-capable back keeps the defense honest, preventing them from stacking the box and limiting the effectiveness of the passing game. Evaluating potential acquisitions requires not only understanding individual talent, but also predicting how their presence would impact the performance of the team as a whole. On the offensive line, the left tackle position remains an area of scrutiny. Cam Robinson presents a unique opportunity because he combines experience with technical proficiency. Having started over 100 games in the NFL, he possesses the knowledge and skill to handle one-on-one matchups on the edge, a crucial aspect for protecting Fields and ensuring the offense can execute its game plan. While there may be some concerns about his integration into the Bears system late in the preseason, the potential benefits could outweigh the challenges. If Robinson joins the roster, he not only strengthens the left tackle spot, but also provides a benchmark for evaluating current players in the rotation. His presence could push Braxton Jones and other linemen to elevate their performance, fostering competition and raising the overall standard of play along the offensive front. Defensively, attention is focused on edge players and linebackers who can influence both the pass rush and run defense. Anthony Jennings represents one such player, capable of stepping into a rotation and immediately contributing in early downs. His ability to set the edge and defend against the run adds value beyond his raw sack totals. Players like Jennings may not make headlines in the same way as premier pass rushers, but their contributions are essential to maintaining a balanced and effective defensive front. Depth is critical in the NFL, and having reliable rotation players allows starters to perform at a higher level while keeping them fresh throughout the season. For the Bears, targeting players who can plug into specific roles and immediately impact situational matchups could be a decisive factor in close games. Wide receiver and secondary depth are also part of the conversation, though not as prominently discussed in mainstream trade rumors. Teams often look for versatile receivers who can contribute in multiple packages or defensive backs who can provide coverage flexibility. Even late-round picks or practice squad-caliber players can become valuable mid-season additions, especially if injuries occur. The Bears front office must weigh the benefits of acquiring experienced players versus promoting from within, balancing the immediate need for performance with long-term development goals. Roster cutdown day is not just about who stays or goes. It's about creating a structure where the team can withstand the rigors of a full NFL season while maximizing talent across every position group. Another element to consider is the salary cap and how trades can influence financial flexibility. Acquiring a player like Robinson or Robinson Jr. involves understanding not only their on-field contributions, but also how their salary fits into the overall budget. Teams must be careful to avoid committing too much to one position while neglecting others, and trades often provide a mechanism for balancing these priorities. By targeting players with manageable cap hits or those whose salaries can be partially absorbed by their former team, the Bears can improve their roster without creating financial strain. This strategy allows for both short-term improvements and long-term planning, ensuring the team remains competitive while keeping future options open. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The Chicago Bears are suddenly the center of the football world, and whispers around the league have only grown louder since the organization confirmed the astonishing arrival of linebacker T.J. Watt. The news has rippled through front offices, locker rooms, and media outlets in a way few offseason moves ever do, because what represents far more than just another talented addition. He is arguably the most feared defensive presence in professional football today, a relentless pass rusher whose intensity and leadership have defined the modern edge defender role. Fans are buzzing with disbelief, asking how a franchise known more recently for its rebuilding efforts could pull off a coup of this magnitude, while rivals quietly scramble to reevaluate strategies built under the assumption what would remain untouchable in Pittsburgh. The rumor mill spins at full speed, suggesting deep internal negotiations and quiet assurances have been circulating for weeks. Yet the official confirmation has left even insiders grasping for details. In Chicago, the atmosphere feels electric and uncertain all at once, as if this single acquisition could mark the threshold between years of mediocrity and the long-awaited rebirth of the storied Bears defense. Behind closed doors, speculation runs rampant about what drove Watt to make the leap from Pittsburgh to Chicago, a move many analysts considered improbable, if not impossible. Some insiders hint at personal motivations tied to family and legacy, while others whisper about friction that may have brewed quietly in the Steelers' locker room, hidden beneath layers of public professionalism. The Bears, meanwhile, appear to have identified not just a player but a culture shifter, a force capable of altering the trajectory of a roster still searching for consistency. Rumors swirl that ownership made promises regarding defensive autonomy, allowing Watt an expanded voice in shaping schemes and mentoring younger teammates, particularly in a franchise still steeped in the memory of legendary figures like Mike Singletary and Brian Urlacher. Questions linger about salary cap gymnastics, deferred bonuses, and back-channel conversations that may have facilitated what seemed impossible weeks ago. Yet, no matter how the mechanics unfolded, Chicago has placed itself back in the national spotlight with one audacious move. If whispers are to be believed, this signing was not merely opportunistic, but calculated, a declaration that the Bears are no longer content to rebuild indefinitely, but determined to compete immediately. Around the league, rival executives and coaches are already preparing for sleepless nights spent recalibrating blocking schemes, adjusting protection calls, and considering how to neutralize the impact of a defender whose motor seems endless. Watt's reputation precedes him. Double teams often prove insufficient. Chip blocks barely slow him down, and quarterbacks rarely find comfort once he breaks the edge. For Chicago, pairing such ferocity with an already promising defensive front creates a formula that could redefine how opponents view matchups with the Bears. The rumor mill suggests that certain NFC North coaches held emergency meetings within hours of the announcement, each trying to sketch scenarios where their offensive lines might survive 60 minutes against Watt's relentless pressure. While the official narrative frames this acquisition as a long-term cultural investment, many whispers insist the Bears are eyeing immediate contention, recognizing the division's volatility and a unique opportunity to seize momentum while rivals wobble. The presence of what transforms not only a defensive unit, but the very identity of a team that once prided itself on toughness, grit, and defensive dominance. Chicago may not openly admit it, but behind the scenes, optimism is surging and confidence is quietly rising to levels unseen in years. Fans, meanwhile, are caught between euphoric celebration and cautious skepticism, knowing that the Bears have teased hope before only to falter under the weight of expectations. In taverns, online forums, and sports talk radio stations across the Midwest, conversations repeat endlessly, each version adding its own layer of speculation. Some supporters are convinced this signals the dawn of a championship window, believing Watt's arrival will inspire an entire locker room and elevate the play of younger talents still maturing into their roles. Others remain wary, pointing out that no single player can solve systemic issues, and that Chicago's offensive inconsistencies remain a glaring question mark. Yet even the most doubtful fans admit that the psychological effect of securing what is undeniable. Ticket sales reportedly spiked within hours. Merchandise bearing his number has already begun appearing in local shops, and a wave of renewed belief seems to wash over a city starved for football relevance. Rumors even suggest that veteran players reached out personally to Watt in recent weeks, lobbying him with promises of unity and a chance to etch his name into Chicago's defensive lore. Whether these whispers hold truth or not, the narrative has already shifted dramatically in the minds of supporters. As the dust settles and the league attempts to make sense of this seismic development, one truth stands out above the swirling speculation. The Chicago Bears have reshaped their destiny overnight by confirming the arrival of T.J. Watt. While skeptics debate the finer details, contract clauses, long-term durability, the risks of tying fortunes to a single superstar, the prevailing undercurrent remains one of awe. Rumors insist that Watt himself feels rejuvenated, energized by the prospect of carving a new legacy in a city whose football heartbeat pulses strongest when defense reigns supreme. Coaches, teammates, and fans alike now envision Soldier Field roaring with renewed ferocity as Watt takes the field in navy and orange, embodying a tradition steeped in defensive greatness. Whether this bold gamble yields playoff success or becomes another chapter of unfulfilled hope remains to be seen, but the buzz surrounding this move refuses to fade. For now, Chicago basks in the glow of its stunning coup. The NFL watches with curiosity and trepidation, and the whispers grow ever louder. Perhaps the Bears have finally found the catalyst to reignite their storied flame, with TJ Watt standing at the center of it all. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.